In this video, I will show you how to work the crochet fan stitch. This stitch creates a pattern of interlacing arches. It is made up of a combination of single and double crochet stitches and chain spaces. This technique is used in our Maybe Baby bag pattern. Today I will be using Wool and the Gang's Buddy Hemp yarn in pistachio green and a 5mm crochet hook. Okay, let's get started. To work in crochet fan stitch, you will need to work a foundation chain of a multiple of 6 stitches plus 3 extra chain stitches. For this swatch, I've made a foundation chain of 21 stitches. So first, I'm going to work the setup row. This stitch has a turning chain of 4 stitches. Then I'm going to skip the first 4 stitches of the row. So I'm going to be working into the 9th chain stitch from my hook. So I'm going to work 2 double crochet stitches into this stitch. Then I'm going to work 2 chain stitches, followed by another 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. So these stitches make up my first fan. Next, I'm going to make another chain stitch, then skip the next 5 chain stitches of my foundation row. Working into the next stitch, I'm going to make another fan. So that's 2 double crochet stitches, two chain stitches, and another 2 double crochet stitches. So I'm going to make another chain stitch, then skip the next 5 chain stitches, and then I'm going to continue with another fan into that next stitch. Now, to finish off this setup row, I'm going to work 1 chain stitch, then skip the next 3 stitches and work 1 double crochet stitch into the final stitch. Okay, so that's my setup row. You can see the 3 fans starting to take shape there. So now that the pattern has been set up, I can work the 2 rows that will make up the crochet fan stitch pattern. For the first row, I'm going to start by making 5 chain stitches. Then I'm going to work 1 single crochet stitch into the first chain space. Then I'm going to make 2 chain stitches and then work another fan into the next chain space, which is the chain space in the middle of the fan on the previous row. So that's 2 double crochet stitches, two chain stitches, and another 2 double crochet stitches. Then I'm going to work another 2 chain stitches and then a single crochet stitch into the next chain space, which is the space between the 2 fans on the previous row. So we're going to repeat these stitches to the end of the row. So that's 2 chain stitches, a fan into the next chain space, then 2 chain stitches, and then a single crochet stitch into the next chain space. So I'm going to repeat that whole section again. So 2 chain stitches, then a fan into the next chain space, then 2 chain stitches, a single crochet stitch into the final chain space, and then to finish off the row I'm going to work another 2 chain stitches and then a double crochet stitch into this same chain space as my last single crochet stitch. Okay, so that's pattern row 1 done. Now I'm going to work the second pattern row, so I'm going to start this row with 4 chain stitches. And now I'll start the section that will be repeated. So I'm going to skip the first 2 chain spaces, then I'm going to work a fan into the next chain space, which is the chain space in the middle of the fan on the previous row. So that's 2 double crochet stitches, two chain stitches, and another 2 double crochet stitches. And then I'm going to work another chain stitch. And we're going to repeat those stitches again. So that's skipping the first 2 chain spaces, working a fan into the next chain space, and then a chain stitch, and then I'm going to repeat that once more until I have 2 chain spaces left of my row. Okay, so I'm going to skip the first of these 2 chain spaces at the end. Then I'm going to work 1 double crochet stitch into the last chain space. So to continue working in crochet fan stitch, I'm going to repeat these 2 rows. So now you can see your fan stitch starting to take shape. So you can continue repeating those 2 pattern rows until your piece is your desired length. After a few more repeats, your piece should start to look like this. Thanks for watching.